Hey guys, welcome to Telepathy.
Welcome back to episode 11, 1 angel number.
Enzo tried tricking me into thinking that we were filming this episode on June 11th.
I was like, oh my gosh, we're filming this on June 11th. And then I was like, oh, wait, really?
And
It's literally June
it's
5th.
literally June 5th. But yeah, when you're hearing this, Enzo will be in Italy. So we're
Yes.
recording it a little bit ahead of time.
Yeah, we're trying to like pre-record all this stuff because I will be in another continent and I'm not even going to try to like record
Yeah.
across the ocean because one, time zones, two, bringing all the equipment through airport security, three, that just sounds like a lot of work. So
Yeah.
not doing that.
Okay, so today's episode we're going to talk about productivity, but not just productivity. We're going to talk about summer productivity because I don't know. I feel like sometimes in the summer it's just hard to like stay in a routine and stay
Hmm.
motivated. So we just wanted we just wanted to give you like motivation to stay productive in fun ways, not like in boring school ways, but like in ways where you're making the most out of your summer.
Right. And then also, I feel like a lot of these tips are applicable. Wow. Oh my gosh. How unprofessional of me. Hold on. A lot of these tips are applicable to all different things like your job, summer, school. So these are going to stick with you and then change your life. So be sure to
Yeah.
follow our podcast because we're about to literally like change your entire life.
Yes, we are. Um and like I've been out of my like productivity YouTuber era, but I kind of want to get back into it because
That's why you want to
yeah,
get back into
I'm
it.
just gonna leave it at that. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were serious and I was like, wait.
No, I just like my favorite genre of YouTube videos is productivity videos because I always just feel so inspired. So I need to start filming a video. I need to actually plan out like
I
what
know, I'm so
videos I'm gonna film
excited.
this summer. But anyways, before we get into all of that, let's do our weekly camp question.
Yes.
Follow along with us in the like Q&A sticker on Spotify. You can actually respond to the question that I'm about to ask.
Oh, wait, that's good. Follow along. Yeah, like you can go answer the question
Yeah.
at the same time as we
Open up your
do
phone right now.
and be typing right as we're
I'll give
speaking.
you 3 seconds.
Okay.
Okay,
That wasn't
that
three.
was
I'm
a
just impatient,
that was a good
but
enough 3 seconds. Um,
definitely wasn't a one Mississippi, but okay,
ooh,
go.
okay, I have a question I just thought of. I was kind of stalling. All that was kind of me stalling because I didn't have a
That's me like
question.
every episode. I'm like, oh, that is a very interesting question as I'm like trying to come up with
Yeah.
one.
Okay. If you could go, okay, name, age, and a concert that you, or like an artist that you want to see live that you haven't seen live yet.
Okay. I feel like mine is going to be really obvious,
Oh,
but
yeah, wait.
hi, I'm Enzo. I'm 16 and oh my gosh, so I have not seen Nicki Minaj live yet. And of course, I do have to turn my answer into a 20-minute rant. Just kidding, I won't do that, but
I literally can't believe that you haven't seen Nicki Minaj
I
live.
know.
Like I can believe it because like she just doesn't go on tour, but
Yeah.
also it's just crazy because I feel like when you do see her live, you're gonna like die.
I am gonna die. That is very correct. But in 2018, with the Nicki World Tour, I think that was when I was old enough to like be informed about concerts and know what was going on. So I saw that she was coming to where I lived and I freaked out and I told my parents, I was like, I know she like has very explicit lyrics, but like please let me go. And I thought that they were gonna say no, but they were like, you've been obsessed with Nicki Minaj since you were literally 5.
Uh-huh.
So they were like, we can't like not let you go to this. So I got tickets and I was so excited. It was in like October and I got the tickets in like June. So I was like so hype. And then in September, she canceled the tour.
Why did she cancel it again?
I think because of like lack of like rehearsal time, or like she wasn't able to.
Why?
I
Did
don't,
she just not prepare enough?
I don't know, but it's very sad. But I've just decided that next music festival that she does, just like on the East Coast, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go there. Like even if I have to go to New York, I'm willing to do so. I
Yeah.
tried to get tickets for the
Yeah, I feel like you
Powerhouse
just need to like get it out of the way. Like you can't just
because I
live
do
your
get
life.
paranoid that like I don't know, like what if she just like doesn't go on a tour again? Or, like, I don't know. She talked about a tour, but also
Yeah.
she did talk about a fifth album, which here we are. But it's okay. I'm just waiting, and honestly, Mother knows best. So I'm just waiting for her to feed us, and I know that she's Got good things
She's
coming.
coming back to the nest with her worms.
Yes. Wait, true. And then also, I need to see Lana. Just had to put that out there
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was gonna say. My name is Anna. My age is 20, and definitely Lana Del Rey. That would just be so good. Have you seen any of the videos of her recent
In
music festivals in
Brazil,
Brazil? Did
the
you
blonde
see?
hair, like
Did you see her? How she opened A&W?
I saw the
Oh
clip. Oh my
my
gosh, it was
gosh,
so
it was
good.
so good. I was like,
She's just crazy. I
wow.
love her.
I've never actually watched like a full video of one of her shows, or really many. I really haven't watched many of her live anything of her live, so I like don't know what to expect.
I
But
think when NFR came out, I was like binge watching the Lollapalooza. Wait,
Lollapalooza.
Lollapalooza. Wow, I knew I was like that does not sound right, but I was watching those clips, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to see her live.
Yeah. Um Definitely her, and then also I want to see Lord. I
Oh
honestly
yeah,
really wish I had gone to her solar power tour. But like,
did she even come to America?
yeah, she came to, but I think the closest place to us was DC. Um
Oh
and like, and she did stuff at really small venues because she wanted it to be like intimate. I
yeah,
hate
which
when
I
like,
love that
I mean,
though,
I love that, but I also hate when big artists are like, I'm gonna have an intimate show, and it's like,
because you either get the pre-sale or you don't go. That's kind
yeah,
of how it works.
no, literally. So, but I didn't even like try to go. I just like, yeah. But next time she comes, I definitely am gonna try to go because I think it would be so good live, and like I'm sure the visuals are really cool too.
Yes, I also want to see SZA, but I wanted to
Mm,
go to the past tour, but too expensive. Also,
yeah.
Melanie Martinez. Sorry, okay,
Oh
let me
yeah.
not keep going on, but
No, I could
like
keep going on and on. Like,
Arctic Monkeys. Okay, that's
oh
the end of it.
yeah,
That's the end of it. I can't.
yeah. Are they coming to the U.S.? Because they just went on tour in Europe.
They haven't. They did like a few U.S. shows. I think they came to like Nashville, but that's like not really close to where we live.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, also the Strokes. I can't. I can't. I can't keep going. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But speaking of concerts, we're going to see Declan McKenna this week.
Literally, this
I'm
episode is
so
not about
excited.
concerts, and you may be surprised to hear
Yeah.
that, but
But we could just make a whole podcast about music because literally we could talk about music for like
yeah,
ages.
like we could make a Taylor Swift podcast.
um, but yeah, now that we've already talked about music, now let's do our music and movie shout out of the
Oh
week.
my gosh, as if we didn't just talk about it for like 10 minutes.
And
Okay.
and as if we didn't do a music and movie shout out of the week literally yesterday.
Yeah, we are
'Cause
recording 2 days in a row, but it's okay. I have too much music that I love to
yeah.
not shout out.
No, like I have new music coming to you every day. So
Right.
we need to make like a radio station. Why would that be so
Wait,
fun?
like an Apple Music show.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we'll talk about productivity after
Mhm.
Princess Diana. Dun 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 dun. Okay, no, never mind. Sorry. Okay. Um,
Sorry.
did you have a music shout out? I'm just kidding.
Oh wait, was I supposed to go
Oh,
first?
did you want to go first?
I can go first.
I just okay, keep
Um,
going.
I don't know what just happened. Anyways, my music shout out of the week is I've been listening to the band The Shins recently, and they have this song called Australia that's really good. It's so good. It's gonna be like my song of the summer. But I listened to their album last night, Wincing the Night Away. It came out in 2007. So it's not like it's new. I was like, I listened to their album last night as if it like just came out. But no, it came out 5 years after I was
Oh,
born.
okay.
Wow, I have such like old
Oh,
music
you're such an old
tastes.
soul. You were
Oh,
born in the wrong generation.
oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, that was a good album. I honestly am not good at listening to albums like one time through though. Like I don't remember any of it. But I think it
Same.
was good.
By like song 7, everything sounds the same. And it's not like the artist's fault, but it's like
In my
it's a lot to
brain.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the song Australia is really good.
But I love listening to albums.
Yeah.
Speaking of Somersault, which is one of my favorite
Oh
bands, very much
yeah.
a quarantine band for me. Or like that was like a band that I discovered like during quarantine. They just came out with a new album called Companita.
Oh
I
yeah.
think I'm
I,
I
I
think
feel
I'm
like you did a music shout out of them a few weeks ago.
did I? I don't know, but they just came out with their album and it's really good and it's so cute and summery and I would suggest giving a
Okay.
listen if you
I'm
want
gonna
cute little
add
summer
that.
vibes.
I'm gonna add that to my list.
Yes, definitely do because it's
Yeah,
such
wait, I think you did a shout out of them when the single Campanita came out or something like that.
I also kind of feel like you're making that up. I'm
No,
just
because
kidding.
they went to Savannah and remember we
No, that
talked
was
about
Surf
it.
Curse. Wait, no, I get
Oh.
them mixed up all the time too. That's so funny.
Oh wait. Okay. Then but yeah, I actually know Somersault more than I know Curse.
Yeah, I just get them mixed up because they both start with an S, and they also their music just like gives me that same like lovely feeling of just summer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before we get into the episode, we just have to remind you guys to follow us on Instagram. Oh my gosh, the way I just like fully jumped into like self-promoting, like
Just
that was
remember
there
to
was
follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also follow us on all other platforms under
literally
at the Telepathy Pod.
that was not a smooth transition at all. I was like, oh, by the way, and then I was like, follow us on Instagram. Anyways, since we're here already, I guess you can follow us at the Telepathy Pod on Instagram, also TikTok, and that's also our YouTube handle. And
hmm
then my personal YouTube channel is Enzo Antonio, and
And mine is Anna Katherine, which I will like. I
you will be
I
back soon,
literally
guys.
am gonna
Literally.
go home after recording this and like brainstorm a bunch of YouTube content because I'm finally feeling inspired again, and I just like want to do stuff, do film a video soon.
And I think that you're going to be able to come up with a lot of ideas because you're going to learn so many new productivity tips today that you're just going to be
Yeah.
like, shoot, like I have to go home and like immediately get started.
Yes. Was that gonna be a segue or are we gonna do our weekly recap?
Oh my God, wait, I forgot about that.
Because
Shoot.
no, because that's literally a telepathy moment because I was about to make it a transition too, but then I remembered that the weekly recap still has to
My
happen.
telepathy then fell off and forgot about
Yeah.
the weekly recap.
But we can just do
Okay.
a quick weekly recap
Because I
because
don't
we
have much.
did just record yesterday.
True.
I can go first. My quick one
Okay.
is that I started my new internship today for the summer. It's just a part-time internship, but it's gonna be really fun. I'm not gonna like say where it is or anything, but my
The address
position
is,
is
I'm
like
just kidding.
graphic design and social media stuff. So I'm excited, and it's gonna be really fun. But yeah.
Yeah, so I had my Spanish exam today and I got
Oh
a
yeah.
93 on it.
Oh, you already got the grade back?
Yep. And then, um, and it was a paper exam, so I was like, damn girl, you like graded that fast.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, I got my Gov project back today, the one that I literally stayed up till 3 a.m. doing, and I got 100, and that
That's
was one
awesome.
I know I needed a 90 to get an A in the class, so I
Yeah.
finished with an A in my first AP class, so
Wow.
I'm like literally so.
Is she a hard grader or is she an easy grader? Did you just do really
I
good?
think I just did really good. Like, not to like toot my own
Wow.
horn, but like some of the other people that are like literally geniuses, like got slightly lower, and so I was
Wow.
like,
Good
okay.
job.
Yeah, and then I also got like bit by fire ants last night, so that was horrible, and I'm like still kind of dying from it. But yeah, I really have a lot of updates, even though we just recorded yesterday.
Yeah. So much has happened in the last 24 hours.
I know it's like we've been so productive. I'm just kidding. Were you gonna tell us what?
Oh my gosh, productive
Okay.
with getting no, I wasn't gonna say
Oh, okay.
that,
I'm
but
flop.
productive with getting eaten by fire
I
ants.
know it's so productive.
But yeah, we're just gonna like kind of take turns giving a little tip for you, and then we'll see where it takes us because a lot of this podcast is just seeing where things take us.
But we do have an outline. Like, don't
Yeah, like
we can give ourselves the credit. There
yeah,
is like a decently long note document.
yeah.
Who's going first?
You can go first because I know that you're
Okay.
very passionate about yours.
I do have one that I'm very passionate about. It's really like not that like evolutionary, but okay, basically, to be more productive, whether you're in school or like whatever, always just start the project. Like as soon as you get it. And I know you're like, well, what if I don't want to? Like, even if you don't want to, here's the thing. Like, when I say start it, I mean literally write your name on it or something. Like, create the document because this happens so many times where I'll use this example about filming videos. Sometimes I'll film a video and I'll be like really tired and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to like think about this video for a second. Like, I don't want to have to edit it, which
hmm
like that's okay. But what I always try to do is just go ahead and import the clips to
Me
my
too.
computer.
I do that too. I like import the clips just so that it's easier for me to actually get started
Right.
next time.
Because, and then I also like to open the Premiere project and just like put all those clips in there.
hmm
And then I end up not even starting to edit it that night. But it's like, then the next day when I'm feeling slightly more motivated, I can just go straight to it and start editing the video.
Yeah,
as
because
opposed to
sometimes
like,
like the most daunting part is just thinking like, oh, I have to get my computer cord and my camera cord
right.
and or you don't I think you use Wi-Fi to upload your clips, but
No, I
like
actually do a chord.
oh, but it's just like thinking about having to like get it all out and like
Right. Like, I feel like you'll be so much more willing to do a project that you already have the materials set out for,
yeah.
whether
And
that's physically or like even if you just like even if you created the document, if you created the Google slideshow and you put your name and maybe you selected like a background color or like a font that you're going to use throughout it, or just did the tiniest little bit of information,
mhm.
then you can just pick up right where you left off,
Right.
like as soon as you're not feeling super burnt out. But I feel like with videos, if I don't do it immediately, then it's like the next day I'm like, oh, I guess I could edit right now, but then I have to do all this. So then I end up waiting a week
Yeah.
until I'm like, okay, I have to do this finally. But if you just start on it, you know?
Plus like how you said sometimes you don't even have to like keep doing it. You just like import your clips or write your name on it, but sometimes like once you do that, you kind of get like not addicted to it, but like
In the
you get
mindset.
in the mindset where you actually do want to do it. So then you might actually get sidetracked and edit for like an hour
Yeah.
or two or three or four, but never
Or you'll
that
finish your
long.
project in one sitting. Plot twist. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
because like I don't know, sometimes it's just like the easiest. You just need to like get the easiest part out of the way. Sometimes the easiest things are the hardest things to do, you know?
Right.
And like that also that tip that you have also goes for like there's this productivity rule called like the 5 minute rule, and it's like if you can do a task in 5 minutes, just do it right now
Ooh.
and get it out of the way. Because so like for example, you have to go clean out your water bottle. That takes less than 5 minutes. So if you just go do it now, then you won't have to keep thinking about it. And then like you'll get it done and you'll just feel so much better. So like a lot of productivity people always talk about the 5 minute rule, like just get stuff done right away.
I feel like it's definitely easier said than done though, because
Yeah.
literally the laundry over there that's been sitting there for a week. Okay, that
Yeah.
takes more than 5 minutes, so I'm excused,
No,
but
because sometimes I get in the mindset of like, well, sometimes I get in the mindset of like, oh my gosh, the 5 minute rule. My life is gonna be centered around the 5 minute rule. Like, I'm gonna be so productive. I'm gonna get all these little tasks done. And then that lasts for like a day. And then I'm back to like, my water bottle can go a month without being cleaned out.
that's also me with the 24-hour rule or like the 48 hour rule for like buying stuff. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh, this is gonna be such a thing for me now, and then I
the
just
one I had
stop.
taught you about. Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, no, I like totally forgot what I was gonna say, but it wasn't very important.
No,
Um,
I'm just kidding.
but yeah, um, definitely just like doing a small part of something kind of helps you realize that it's not that bad. And something about like, I don't know, like Nike, just do it. Like literally just do it.
No, like just
Like
get it
it's why
done.
is it so much easier said than done though? Because when I do just do it, I'm like, oh, I should just do it more.
My only motivation sometimes is like the feeling of having a cleared to-do list or like a cleared
Yeah.
schedule, because I'm like, okay, if instead of sectioning off this project where I only do an hour a day, if I just take today and do it for 4 hours and just
Yeah.
knock it out, then the rest of the week I can literally come home and relax. Like
That's
I'm
so
yeah.
true. Like, oh my gosh, I have like been living by that this past quarter because I've just been like so busy with random projects and they've all been really big projects where I have to get like one section done each day pretty much.
Mhm.
And like I was doing so like I used to my old philosophy was like split it up into like an hour each day and then you don't have to like work on it a ton. But then like I don't know, I kind of change it up depending on my mood, but like this past quarter I've been in this mindset where it's like if I have this big project, for example, like I have this poster due tomorrow or I have this poster due in 3 days. I could I could like open it up each day and work on it, or I could just like get into a really big flow state right now and finish it, and then I won't even have to think about it the other 2 days. And
Exactly.
I feel like it's better to do it that way, where you're kind of like putting things in batches almost, or not batches, like putting a project into one big batch, but then doing different projects on each day. Because if you have to keep switching between different projects, like if you work on like your poster for an hour and then you work on a video for an hour and then you work on like something else for an hour, you have to like, it takes more time to like switch your brain into that mindset for each different one. So in my opinion, it's better to just like work on just the poster the whole day and get it done, because then it's out of the way and you don't have to even think about it the other 2 days.
And you can also focus on one thing. You know, if you're trying to like do a little bit of each thing
Mm-hmm.
every day, but if you just knock out one thing a day, then it's like each
Yeah,
day can have its own focus and its own purpose.
exactly.
And I think that in terms of summer, how this can play out, because once again, like, I mean, unless you're taking summer classes or something, like a lot of us probably are done with school for the next few months or whatever, aka summer break.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that if you're trying to be more productive and let's say you're like, oh, I need to keep in touch with this friend or something, instead of being like, okay, we can make plans next week or something, text them right now, like form a plan of what you're going to do.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's important to like always just like get the ball rolling when you think about it,
Hmm.
cuz like uh, that's like a big problem I have, is like I think of something and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll deal with that later," and then I just forget.
Me with everything. Also, if you have deadlines, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. I feel like literally I feel like it's a crime to be like telling somebody to do this. But as soon as you're given a deadline for like a small task, that's like, okay, you need to get this signed by your parents or something
Mhm.
by this date. And if you're like, oh, wow, that's like far away or something, like just go ahead and get it done
Yeah.
because you're like, you will forget about it. And I know you will because
Mhm.
I will. And equal the
Yeah.
general public. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of things like that, I wanted to introduce another productivity tip,
Enlighten us.
which is I talk about this in like all of my YouTube videos and like everything, but there's this website that I use and it's also an app called To Do. This
Unsponsored.
Yeah, this I was just about to say this is not sponsored, but like I wish they would sponsor me, because I literally promote them so much and I just love them so much. I've been using them for like 2 years now.
Brand ambassador.
It's yeah, literally it's spelled Teuxdeux, so it's like to do. It's like
To do.
French, but
That
it's
was
to
horrible.
do,
I'm so
so it's
sorry.
very funny. But I learned about it from one of my favorite productivity YouTubers, who's probably everybody's favorite productivity YouTuber, Matt Diavella. Um, and he talked about To Do like a few years ago, and then I started using it. And it's literally, it's like, it's marketed as like a minimalist to do list. And I always hated like digital to do lists. I don't know why. Like,
Hmm.
I always throughout middle school and high school, I used a physical planner. But like To Do is amazing because one, like I'm always on my computer. I don't even use the app, which I should use it more. I just forget about it. But they do have an app, and it's basically just like a blank list for each day, and you just write down whatever you want to do, and then once you do it, you click it and it crosses it off. And it's just like
Oh,
really satisfying, and it grays it out, and you can also choose what color you want. So mine is Anna Catherine
oh,
Green. Um, and then if you don't get it done, it automatically pushes it to the next day at midnight.
oh,
So then you
I
wake
like
up and
that.
it's still on there, and it's like so, like I don't have to do any work.
Hmm.
All I have to do is just type out my whatever I have to do, like, and then it'll like do the work for me until I click it off, or until I like cross it off. And then also there's other lists at the bottom where you can just make your own lists. So I have like a list of YouTube video ideas and a list of like things I want to do over the summer. So whenever I just think of something random in my brain, I just write it down, because if not, I'll just forget it.
Wait, that's so nice. And like, do you have to make an account or like, does it save your stuff?
Yeah, you make an account and it saves your stuff. It is $3 a month,
Oh,
which
really?
isn't that, I mean, it builds up, but it's honestly so worth it for me. And it's less than a
Hmm.
coffee, so like
I guess so.
it's very worth it
I
for
just like
me.
hate subscriptions.
Yeah, it is annoying, but it's definitely worth it. I wish I had a discount code for you guys, but To Do, let me know if you have a discount code for me to use. Um, but yeah, I just love it so much, and I just think to-do lists are so important because I like okay, what do you use as a to-do list? Because I literally can't imagine my life without to-do.
So like, oh my gosh, that sounded like such a sponsorship.
No,
Like,
like I literally can't. I posted this on my private story a few weeks ago. I was like, please let me know what you guys use because I just can't imagine not using to-do
I have
list.
a planner during the school year where I just write down stuff, and like as soon as the teacher like announces something, I will immediately like grab out my planner and like write it
Mm-hmm.
down. Towards the end of the year, I started like really slacking with this, but like
Yeah.
I feel like everyone does.
That was my problem in high school, and that's why I like to do because it like pushes your stuff for you.
Hmm.
Sorry.
I'm just laughing because it's like that's why I like to like it
It's
sounds
just so
scripted. I'm just
sponsored
kidding.
sounding, but like I don't know.
Yeah, but for summer, oh my gosh, my mom used to make us do this like during quarantine, but having like colorful physical like on paper to-do lists, like just
Hmm.
like a new paper for each day and just making little checklists and like very much similar to the 2014 summer bucket list kind of
Yeah.
that are all like colorful with the Sharpies and stuff. So I love making to-do lists like that during the summer
Hmm.
because I love putting like random stuff on there that I know I'm not going to do. Like I'm like,
Hmm.
get up, wash face, do a face mask, clean room, but like very specific tasks.
Hmm.
But it's not obviously because it doesn't feel like work because it's summer. It's a lot easier to do,
Yeah.
but it
It's
just
just
helps
fun to
me.
make it. It just feels like it just feels more fun when you like I don't know
And
how to
my mom literally
explain.
made me and my sister do this. She was like, make a to-do list, and she would like have
I
us like
remember that.
put it on our door so we could wake up and look at it. Like it wasn't like a you have to do that or like she wanted us to do it, but um it was just
It's just to keep you motivated.
and also helped every day not feel like the same
Hmm.
because we would even have like a little movie night. We'd write down like what's the movie of the night.
Oh, cool.
And so then it helped every day not feel like the same,
Yeah.
even though eventually did because that was inevitable with such a
Hmm.
long quarantine. But like, I guess we had like no idea how long it was actually gonna last. But
Yeah.
that's another one of my fun tips, especially for summer because it's hard like to have a physical paper because you don't know like
Right.
what the day is to bring or like what the day will bring at school, like what new assignments are
Yeah.
going to be there. But with summer, you can do it the night before. So you just already know,
Right.
have a general vision for your day.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's fun. Yeah, because I don't remember what I used to do like in the summers. I guess I just didn't really have. Oh, I was in like a bullet journaling phase for a while in
Oh
high
my
school. I
gosh,
forgot
those were
about that.
so good though.
Those were so fun, but like they're so time consuming. And I even started a few months ago in January, I started a very simple bullet journal, like not decorated at all, literally just like a habit tracker. But I like couldn't even keep up with that because at the end of each month, when I had to make a new one, I would just like dread it. Like I don't know why. I just I don't know.
Yeah, I would get too wrapped up in like
Yeah.
trying to make it pretty and stuff that I'd be like, I
Yeah.
even have a to-do list question mark like
Another tip that I have is so like I've learned a lot about being in a flow state, which is
I don't know what
like
that is.
okay, so I've also learned this from Matt Diavella, who's a productivity YouTuber, and other productivity YouTubers. It's like a very big thing in the productivity genre, but it's basically this state that your brain gets into when you're working on something to where you don't have to like put in effort anymore. You're just like doing it. Like, do you know,
Mhm.
can you relate to like if you're filming it or if you're editing a YouTube video, you get into a point where you're just like,
It's just like a formula
it's just like
almost.
fun and not fun, but like you're not dreading it and like you're just doing the work and you're
Right.
like getting it done quickly, you
Yes,
know?
definitely.
That's like a flow state. And like people say to it takes a second. It takes like I don't know how long, maybe 20 or 30 minutes for your brain to ramp up into the flow state. So the first 20 or 30 minutes can be really hard because you're like trying to get into the flow of things. But then once you get into that, you um are in a flow state for a while. So I think it's important to like if you're working on something or a project or whatever to like push through the first like 10 or 20 minutes or whatever so that then you like, you know, get into the flow.
Right. But I feel like that's also very motivational to be like it really does
You could
motivate you to get through the first 20 or 30
yeah.
minutes because you're like, I'm gonna be in flow
You could
state.
also
Like,
relate that to something like cleaning your room because
oh, for
you know how like
sure.
the first like 10 minutes of cleaning your room you're like, "Ugh."
You're like, what am I doing? Like, I could just lay down. Like,
But
my
then you
bed's right
blink
there.
and then it's been like 3 hours and you've looked through all of your like
Yeah.
clothes, you've organized your shelves and you're like, "Wow, that was really fun." Um like I feel like sorry, I'm trying to look up how long it takes to get into a flow state. Um Stall for a second.
Quick Google search. So, how is your guys' day going? I'm just kidding. Um, oh my gosh. Quick little tip, productivity tip. This is not really like a new
Oh wait,
subject,
wait.
but oh, just keep going then.
Cliffhanger.
But yeah,
And
suspense
pause.
and add to do. No, I'm just
um,
kidding.
Only when you can focus with undivided attention for at least 10 to 15 minutes you can get into a flow state. And in order to reach a flow state, you must eliminate all external distractions. So you have to like be focused for 10 to 15 minutes. And then flow state will last up to 30 minutes. And then which I honestly feel like it could last longer.
Depending on what you're doing, and if like I feel like if you're the slight in the slightest interested, then maybe you'll keep going. But if it's a topic
Yeah.
that you're just really like, I do not want to do this at all.
Just like push through it.
Exactly.
Well, what were you gonna say though? Because I was left on
Oh,
a cliffhanger.
I was gonna talk about coffee shop video playlists on YouTube. I
Mm-hmm.
literally love putting them on the TV, and they have them for each season. So just like find one, and that they have cute little like animations that are very like they're like not distracting, but for example, they'll have like a teapot or something, and it'll have like
Yeah.
steam coming from the kettle that'll just like slowly trickle out
Mm-hmm.
throughout, and then also like leaves falling randomly and stuff. So it's not distracting, but it's very much helps you to where it's not like, okay, I'm not just staring at
Yeah.
like an image, but it kind of gives you little coffee shop feels, especially since the music and stuff too, except you're not actually in a coffee shop, which is good because I literally cannot focus in a coffee shop like when there's other people there and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just get too like anxious about people like watching me and how horrible my
No,
posture
me
is.
too.
So I just like being at home. But yeah, like the little designs and like illustrations slash animations are always so cute. And yeah, they have them for like different seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like really pretty fall ones or like oh my gosh, the rain in New York one. I love that one so
Mm.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely love when when I'm working on stuff that I have to focus on, like writing or something. I um used stuff like that a lot, or just like lo-fi playlists.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, like a lot of my projects this past year are like design projects, so I can actually listen to normal music and like I'm not distracted
Oh, yeah, you
since
can like watch movies too. Didn't you talk about that with your
yeah,
final
like
project?
yeah, like that was nice because a lot of my advertising projects were like drawing and stuff. So I could just like watch movies because when you're drawing, you don't really have to focus on much. Um, but yeah, that's definitely a really good tip. Also going back to the flow state thing, I had one more
Hmm.
little part of that, which is really interesting to me, and I've actually been thinking about it a lot ever since I learned it. But there's, it's not really about a flow state, but like, I guess it's this tip where like you should stop working. So, like, you should always take breaks in between stuff, but you should especially stop working on something right as you've just reached like your peak interest in it. Just like go away.
Like just stop
Because
working.
then you'll want to come back because you were like having fun and enjoying it,
Ooh.
you know?
Yeah, that's actually
Isn't that
interesting.
interesting? And I've thought about it a lot and I've kind of like tried that out a few times and it's worked. Like if I'm working on a video, like for example, I was working on this video for my school's newspaper that I work for, and I was like at a coffee shop working on it, and I had just gotten to this part where I don't know, some I was just like enjoying it, and I had worked on it. I'd been working on it for like an hour and a half, and I was at this point where I was like, this is turning out good, and then I was like, okay, time to go. So then I left, and then that way like I literally started working on it again that night, which like normally I wouldn't do. Normally I would have probably waited like a week to work on it again.
But you were like excited to work on it, so it
Yeah,
worked.
like if you stop when you're still interested, you'll still be excited to come back, which I
Oh,
think is a really good tip.
so instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm excited, so let me work on this for another 30 minutes and then be like,
Mhm.
okay, now I'm bored. Now it's like, okay, I'm excited, so I'm gonna stop and then
Yeah.
I get to work on this for another 3 hours and have that momentum
Yeah.
build up kind of.
Exactly. Like you pause the momentum.
Oh, that's interesting and kind of like let it build up so that it
Mhm.
lasts you longer.
Yeah,
That's cool.
exactly.
Okay, this is like a weird debate, I feel like, but and I want to know your opinion on this because I just
Okay.
looked up like productivity tips and it says do the biggest thing first. But for me, like I feel like I always want to do the little thing first, or sorry,
Yeah.
the little things first because then it's like the bigger thing feels so like not as overwhelming because I'm like this is it. Like once I do this like I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've tried to experiment with that. I've actually been doing this like monthly challenge this year. Um again, Diavella, he has this like he has this business called Slow Growth, and it's like a productivity business or whatever, but he does a newsletter. And every month this year, he's been doing a different 30-day challenge for subscribers to do. So I think it was in February or March. The challenge was do the biggest thing first. It was called like eat the frog, which means like do the biggest thing first and get it out of the way. And I tried it, and I think I realized that like I kind of do that already. But that's not saying that I do the biggest thing first thing in the morning. I do the biggest thing like whenever I start doing my work for the day,
Oh.
which isn't always in the morning, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like I might put it off for a while. And I mean, I I think I want to like eventually get to the point where I do the biggest thing in the morning cuz
Oh yeah, this says tackle your challenging tasks before lunch. Which okay, I'm all for that. Like I love like 11 o'clock, I
that's
feel like is my
honestly
peak
yeah, that's
productivity.
honestly the best feeling is when you get like a super big thing done before lunch.
Me with my exam today, I came home and I was like,
Yeah. And like I also think that's my biggest productivity time, but it's nearly impossible to get me to do something that early in the morning. Like, I just love my morning routine and waking up slow, but when I do get something big done in the morning, it feels really good.
yeah, and this like other thing this article is talking about stop confusing productivity with laziness. And I think
Hmm.
this is kind of talking about like productive
Yeah.
procrastination. Like if you're trying to get a project done, but then you're like, oh my gosh, I just got an email. Let me answer it. So you're like convincing yourself that you're being productive when in reality, this email doesn't need to be dealt with for another week and it's
Yeah.
so low priority.
Well, I think also what that means is so I feel like people have confused the meaning of productivity because productivity technically means getting things done as efficiently as possible so that you can have as much free time as
Oh,
possible.
true.
But now people think productivity means doing things all the time and,
Right.
you
Like it's
know,
about sessions and like,
yeah, like really productivity is just about like having as much free time as you can.
should we look up the definition of it? Now I'm
Yeah,
curious.
look it up.
I will stall. I'll look it up.
Um, what do you call a Oh shoot, I saw this really good joke the other day. I'm so bad at Okay, one thing about me is that I'm so bad at remembering jokes. Like I don't know a
One
single joke
thing
off the
about
top of my
me,
head.
I know too.
Um,
Do you want me to read the definition or do you want to share this joke?
I can't think of the joke, so you
Okay.
can share the definition.
So this says the state or quality of producing something. Okay, I feel like that's not the one we're
Oh,
looking
that
for
was
because
it.
that's talking about like literal productivity because it says especially crops. So I think it's talking about the literal like production
Oh,
of
like producing
crops.
crops. Wait.
Why is that the first definition?
Wait,
That's
why? I forgot that that's like the original meaning of the word.
wait, is a measure of economic performance that compares the no, why is this all about like goods and services? Like babes, we're talking about okay.
Goods and services.
Like, come on. Okay. Why are this all about like biomass and food? Like, no, stop. Let me look up Urban Dictionary. I feel like they won't let us down. Or maybe they'll just have like a scary response. Urban meaning. Okay. Wait, guys, give me
Wait,
a
what has
second.
the world become where the urban dictionary is more accurate than the normal dictionary?
Okay,
You
never
know?
mind, because it says the ability to make cake balls while you should be doing something else, especially when they're for people. The world will not judge if you make cake balls. The world cannot judge cake balls for the art of making them. What is this?
Okay, I revoke my previous statement.
Yeah, okay. Um, Productivity is a philosophy of life, a state of mind. Being efficient means doing at every moment what we consciously choose to do and not what we feel we are forced to do by circumstances. Productivity means adopting an attitude for continued improvement. Why is that not?
No, wait, I think that made sense.
But it's like, it's not. Why is finding the definition of productivity?
I feel like productivity can be just like doing something as efficiently as possible and making the most out of every moment. But also, I don't think I don't think you need to be working 24/7 to be productive. I think the goal of productivity is to get stuff done efficiently so that you have free time.
So that you're not working 24/7? Because I
Yeah.
like that's the way I perceive it. So it's like, because if I was just lazily working on something all
Mhm.
day, I think that's not being productive. But if I grind it out and get it done within a few
Yeah.
hours, I feel like that's being
Yeah.
way more
Cuz
productive.
then you have the rest of your day to do other productive things or things that like aren't really like getting stuff done, but things that are healthy like going for a walk or whatever.
Yeah, but like, let's define productive things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, does it have to be something for work or for school, or like it definitely doesn't. But
Yeah, I don't think so because my most productive days, I feel like, are when I like wake up, I make like a really good breakfast, I get a few things done, like maybe laundry or clean my room, then go see a friend for lunch, then like go on a hike, and then edit a YouTube video. Like I feel the most productive when I'm doing different things and just not it's just like not just sitting on my phone.
I think that's also why like reset days and self-care days
Mhm.
are very productive because, you know, I don't know, if you're just stressing and your room is messy all week, but you're still like getting things done, it's not as productive as when you have a clean room and like when your
Yeah.
body and mind is thriving, like you are unstoppable. Like you can
Yeah.
then do everything else.
And like some days I just want to like lay in my bed and like watch YouTube videos, but then
Which like that's okay. Like
which like
I want to
yeah,
do that
you need to do
24/7
that from time
too.
to time, but like whenever I do that, I just feel really gross afterwards and I'm like I wish I had like taken this time to like go outside or like do something fun. Why did I waste my time on my phone instead of do something fun when I would have
Yeah,
procrastinated anyway? Like I could have procrastinated in a better way like
true.
going to see friends or something like that. I don't know.
That is a good point.
So, I feel like especially like I'm just working on that this summer by deleting social media. Like I just want to be like more present and I just like want to do things like I just don't want to waste my time sitting on my phone. I'd rather go outside and read. Even reading I feel like is productive.
Random productivity tip: if you want to get something done, put your phone in a different room.
Yeah.
Like just like lock Queen away. Like
Yeah. Or just like literally, I mean, I was doing this during exam weeks. I would just delete my apps off my phone. You can just re-download them like 10 minutes later if you
I feel
want
like you
to.
do delete your apps a lot.
Yeah, like I feel like people consider deleting your social media apps too seriously. Like you
That's true.
can
Like you
literally
literally can just re-download it back in like
yeah,
two
and I have my
seconds.
login to where it logs you back in automatically. So like it literally like it's just so much better to delete it for 30 minutes than just to like be thinking about it for 30 minutes.
That's true. And then also, or I do like turning off notifications.
I don't even have my notifications on because my phone has never like let me. It's weird. My notifications on Instagram and Snapchat have never worked,
That's funny. Wait,
and I've
has do
just been
not
too lazy to
disturb
fix it. What?
has do not disturb mode ever like worked for you? Because personally, no. Like I can
No.
never. No, I know so many friends where I like go to text them, and they're like, blah 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 is in quiet mode or whatever. It's like something random like that, and I'm like, do people actually use do not disturb? Because that doesn't work for me.
Do you mean like it? Does it physically work, or does it like? Does your brain not? allow it. Like,
Oh, like it works on my phone. It just doesn't work for me, you know?
oh, I thought you meant it doesn't work on my phone. Like, my phone
Oh,
just has issues with
no, it just like
notifications.
doesn't work for me
But
because it
I don't
just
think
like
it would work for me either because, like, I don't go on my phone because of a notification. I go on my phone because I, like, remember something that I need to look at.
true, but then also, okay, I don't go on my phone because it vibrated or something.
Yeah.
I go on it because of the idea that it
Yeah.
did vibrate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The
Because
idea that, like, there's stuff that you could look at
yeah,
and
there's
scroll
something
through.
that's calling me. I'm just kidding.
Hmm.
But what Do Not Disturb does is combines all of your notifications into one little like group, and then
Hmm.
it says while in Do Not Disturb, and then you click it and it shows you all the notifications. So then I feel like, I mean, I get for some people maybe it can be like motivation to be like all of these notifications are going to pile up, which now I'm thinking about it and I'm like I should just turn off my notifications because it's having like a correlation to my brain where like if it vibrates it'll like make me happy or something, which
Right.
like that's just I feel like can affect my life in not good ways if I'm solely
Yeah.
going by just like notifications.
Um, yeah, definitely. I I had this
Intermission.
other tip that I wanted to talk about. And so I was thinking about like how I kind of want to try this out this summer. I had this idea where it's like I should like try out different things in the first few weeks of summer that are on my to-do list. Like I have so many like creative or just fun things that I want to do this summer,
Mhm.
including like learning guitar, making YouTube videos, which will
Mhm.
become a more regular thing. I'm trying to think of other things that I had. Just like big creative projects that I want to do. And I feel like I should just experiment with them all. Like I should try to do as many as I can in the next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
Because if I don't, I feel like I'm just gonna keep saying like, "Oh, I'll do that in a few
true.
weeks," and then I'll just keep pushing it off because it feels so early into summer that I feel like I shouldn't start anything yet. But also like, if I don't start now, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, but that goes with starting it
Oh
immediately.
yeah, wait, you're right.
Exactly. Like even if you just learn like literally one guitar chord tonight.
Yeah, well, I don't have I have to go like
Well, true. No, but I'm
purchase a
saying that like
guitar
just
first.
as a random
But
example,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
um honestly, like let's be honest, are we really going to get that much done if it's August and we're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I could start learning guitar."
yeah, because once it gets to like halfway through the summer, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's not gonna end up happening. So then that's why I feel like I should start now. I feel like I should kind of experiment with all the different fun things I had on my list and then decide what I actually want to follow through with for the summer. Because if I don't start now, I'm already wasting like a few weeks of like what I could have
Right.
done. And then like, I don't. I don't want it to sound like I'm like, oh, I have to like get started. Like I have to always be working on something.
No,
But it's
exactly.
more
Like
just
it's
like,
okay to like sit down for 2 minutes. Like
yeah, because I literally just got home like 3 days ago. But I do want to like figure out. I just don't want it to get too late because I feel like that always happens where I just like relax for
yeah.
a few weeks and then by the time I'm done and ready, I'm like, well, it's too late now. And I don't want it to feel like it's too late.
And the thing is it's like these are all things that you want to do. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm forcing myself to do this, but it's like these are things that take some willpower to do.
Yeah,
So it's just
exactly.
like having to go out and do it. But
Mhm.
I feel like there's no in between for me. Like I either start on the first day of summer or then I wait to the point where, oh my gosh, this is like when I get everything done is
Mhm.
when I get to the point where it hits me that like I either start this now or it doesn't get done.
Yeah, literally.
Like I either start learning guitar today or the summer's over.
I've had like make an Etsy shop on my to-do list for the
That would be
past like
so good. Oh my
2
gosh.
years, which I don't even know if I want to do it anymore cuz like I don't even know if I like I don't really have anything to sell, but like I can make things to sell. I don't
Right.
know.
And then also Redbubble's still going good for
Yeah,
you.
like I could still focus on Redbubble. But this kind of ties into another thing I had on the list, which was I guess somewhat contradictory to what I just said, but like you don't have to force yourself to start things because I've found that like eventually if something's supposed to happen, it kind of just happens. Like,
Wait, that's true.
do you ever just like are you ever just like putting off something for so long and then suddenly at one point you're like you get really inspired to do it and then you do it and you're like, "Oh, this is how it was supposed to be all along."
Wait.
Like like, I feel like sometimes I force myself to do stuff for too long, and then I realize, like, I don't have to do it. It'll just happen, like, in its own time.
That's so funny because I was just going to talk about how I talked about wanting to start a podcast for so long. And I
Yeah.
was going to say, like, oh my gosh, I should have started it earlier. But then again, like, it ended up just happening. And I feel
Yeah.
like the timing was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I should have done it when I was more relevant because I'm just kidding. I mean, that would have been helpful, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like, I just, part of me wants to experiment with all the things I want to do this week, but part of me also is like, it'll happen,
But
but,
also, you can just wait for that moment when you want to do it. So instead of being like, oh my gosh, I had good, why am I using guitar again and again?
mm-hmm,
But it's like, instead of tomorrow being like, oh shoot, like I wanted to learn guitar this summer, like I guess I need to go out and do that. Instead, as
mm-hmm,
soon as you have that little moment where you're like, oh my gosh, I want to learn guitar, that's when
right,
you're like, that's when you go and do it.
yeah,
So it's not just like doing something because you said that you wanted to, but waiting for that moment when you're like, this is the time.
yeah, exactly. And I've felt that way a little bit with YouTube recently. Like, I've had trouble, like, remotivating myself. It's weird, like, I need to, like, get remotivated because I know I like doing YouTube and I've liked what I've produced so far. It's just like, for some reason, sometimes I, a lot of the time, I don't feel like doing YouTube, but then some random days I'll be watching like YouTube videos that are really good, and I'm like, man, I want my
Yeah.
videos to be like this. And then I get all inspired again, and then I like brainstorm, and then a video never ends up happening. But
I feel like
I feel
because it's
like I need
hard.
to make it more of a, not based on feelings, on like what I'm feeling at the moment. I need to make it more of like a constant thing that I'm working on, and like,
Yeah, like a project and not like a,
yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe the opposite, like not it's not a project, it's
Yeah,
a
I
passion.
don't
So it's
know.
it's not
Like,
a project. Actually, yeah, I take that back.
but I want it to be at the point where like my passion like drives me,
Yeah,
which
and I
I do have
think
a passion for it. It's
yeah.
just I haven't had time, and also sometimes I feel like, I don't know. I just need to rebrand and rethink what direction I want to go in with my
Mhm.
content.
I wouldn't worry at all. Well, I wouldn't worry at all because like every YouTuber has that like little mini like spark. And it's like whether you try to like quit YouTube or something, you're
Mhm.
always gonna want to come back. Like it's almost weird and it sounds like cringy
Yeah.
saying that, but it's like if you didn't have the little like YouTuber spark, you would have quit like so long ago.
Yeah, and it's like I've heard the things about people saying like the people who have made it to success are the ones that didn't quit. Like, so like this large amount of people start and it funnels down into only a small amount of people that continue, and it's those people that like get the results that they want. So
Yeah.
I want to keep like powering through that. I don't know how we even got on this topic of
No,
like
true.
YouTube inspiration, but like I I do currently I know the direction that I want my content to go in now. I just need to make it happen.
It's a secret. I'm just
It's a
kidding.
secret.
Can't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
But like
No,
I feel
I
like we've
will
seen
try to
it.
get a video out in like a week
Yes.
though. Probably around the time that you're listening to this
Yeah.
episode.
So go check to see. And if not, just binge all of Anna's old videos just to keep the momentum going.
Hmm.
But I feel like we've seen so many YouTubers and stuff that like right when they're about to give up is when their channel just like takes off.
Yeah, literally. So maybe that'll happen to me. We'll see.
Exactly. But I feel like
Um,
is that a good did you have anything else?
yeah, I know. I was literally just gonna say is I
That was
think we're
such a
at a good
perfect time to
stopping
wrap it up.
point.
I was like, this is like we closed the conversation.
Yeah.
Also, because we started talking about it with me saying, like, oh, you're gonna be so productive after this with coming up with YouTube video
Hmm.
ideas
Oh
after this
yeah.
conversation.
No, literally, I am. Like I'm gonna do that when I get home. I feel inspired again.
I have 2 pre-filmed videos and I'm filming another one tomorrow. I'm just bulking up a lot of content before I
Yeah.
leave to do all the different things, which
Yeah. And
stay tuned for those
we need to
updates.
film a collab once you're back.
We do.
Um,
Yeah. What are you doing after this?
I am going to brainstorm YouTube videos
Oh
because
my
I'm
gosh.
so inspired. But actually, I mean, yeah, I mean that probably is what I'm gonna do. I'm partly joking, but I actually was so productive last night. I got all of my boxes unpacked and I like organized my room. I even unpacked all my jewelry, which is like the
So
kind of thing where I would
tedious.
sit I would let sit for like weeks. But
Yeah.
I was like, if I don't do it now, it's not gonna happen.
Is
So
that a 5-minute project?
yeah, yeah, literally only, well, it took more like 15 or 20 minutes because I had to like put all my earrings onto my little earring holder.
Oh.
But I'm glad I got it done because now I don't have to worry about it. And now I feel like so, like, the world is my oyster. Like, I can do
The
anything
world is
because
your
my room
the
is
world is
clean.
your clam.
Yeah, the world is my
Because that has to
clam.
be more on brand because
I,
Anna loves clams.
yeah, I love clams. Fun fact.
But yeah, so I took my exam today, and then also instead of just sitting around for the 3 hours that I had after I finished my exam, because they don't like dismiss you until 11, and I finished my exam at literally 8 o'clock. So I did a bunch of math stuff, hoping that she can give me extra credit. And then I came home and then I just like recorded a video, and I've just been like recording it all
Wow.
afternoon, but I
Man, you've
finished
been
it.
productive today.
No, I know, but then that's why I'm kind of like I've been going nonstop for like the entire month of May, honestly,
Yeah.
from like the end of your projects to short film and all that. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
have an exam tomorrow, so I'm just gonna relax tonight, and then I'm almost done with the podcast for tomorrow. So I'm just gonna
Uh-huh.
finalize the details with that and just listen back to make sure there's no like horrible things that I forgot about. But yeah,
Yeah. Cool. Thanks again for listening to this podcast. I
yes.
got it right this time. I
And
got the
let us
right
know your
verb.
productivity tips on Instagram or like in the YouTube comment section, or just like
Give us your productivity tips. We keep saying like comment this in the Instagram and nobody does, but like
but
literally
like one day you
go
will.
do it. We will give you a gold star. We'll DM you a
We'll
gold
pin your
star.
comment.
We'll pin your comment and we'll also DM you a gold star.
That's literally so cheesy. I feel like if I received a gold star from like this random podcast I listen to, I'd be like, okay, like what do you want me to do with this?
Yeah. But yeah, go subscribe to our YouTube channels again because we have content coming. I'm so excited that it's summer.
I know I'm so motivated, but it's like
Yeah.
also my summer doesn't allow much to be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
It's
But
okay.
well, you'll do things, just not things
True.
that you're thinking of. But yeah, thanks again for listening and we'll see you next week.
Yes, we will.
Hopefully.
No, we will. We
No,
will.
yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Next
Bye.
Tuesday because we upload every Tuesday.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.